Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It's good love, Mac Michael Pledge alongside Anthony Florio. We are awaiting the arrival of Michael Bullock. If he does show in, then great. If he doesn't, then I guess we'll wait for him next week. Um, we got a lot to go through. We got TNA, we got TNA Impact, we got SmackDown Live, we got uh, I believe you also said NXT. I think we're previewing NXT and there's an RWA show. Plus, we also got Triple Mania recaps. So there's not a lot of time for us to talk about here. So we're just gonna not waste your time, folks. We're just gonna go right on into it. We'll start out with TNA wrestling. Uh, so here we go, and this show or this episode. All right, here we go. So we started out with on TNA, um, just a promo segment. Obviously, Trick Williams interrupted by Mike Santana, uh, and you know basically uh, it was let's see, just like I said, it was a promo segment. Nothing to talk about. Our first physical match that we had was the women's gauntlet match. This was the Knockouts Gauntlet, and it started out with Zaya Brookside versus Killer Kelly. Zaya Brookside winning the match in 5 minutes and 51 seconds. She advances. Then it was Danny Luna's turn. Danny Luna knocked out Zaya Brookside in 408. Then we had Danny Luna versus Rosemary. Danny Luna beats Rosemary and moves on. Then it was Danny Luna versus Indy Hartwell. In that one, Indy Hartwell advances. Then the next up we had, and the final leg of it was Indy Hartwell versus Jody Threat. And when it was all said and done, the winner of the gauntlet and the new number one contender for the TNA Knockouts Championship was actually Jody Threat. Jody Threat winning the whole thing. Uh, basically, you know, it was a shocking turn of events, to say the very least. But they, you know, it, basically, if you want to say it, Danny Luna was the reason why Jody Threat won it. She got Indy Hartwell disqualified, and that got Jody the match. So it was a shocking turn of events. But I don't think a lot of people would have thought that Jody Threat would have gotten the opportunity. But hey, the whole match itself was fine. The whole match itself was fine for what it was worth. I could give this about maybe 2.5 stars. But Anthony Florio, I think we all were thinking Indy Hartwell was probably going to be the next in line, and no, it's not. It's Jody Threat who gets the shot at the goal.
Possibly the next challenger of the month, maybe. But the knockouts division is in a weird place at the moment, as it doesn't really feel like there is any fire to the whole thing. Indy Hartwell is okay enough, but the former Spitfire members fighting each other is not much of a top story. Someone will step up at Bound for Glory and take the title back from JC Jane, but who will that big hero be? We don't know at this time. But um, gauntlet matches are usually tricky to rate. The best I could do here, I got to go with UMF on this, 2.5 to 3. So, but then there was a moment where Jody Threat went to Santino and said, "I don't want the title shot. I don't want it this way." She didn't want to get a title shot the way, because of Danny Luna, going off like she did. So we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on this for sure. But 2.5 to 3, I think, is the best rating for this. So there isn't much more to say. Let's move on. Let's move on to Meth.
Next up, Anthony, you're gonna lead on this one. It was Jake something going 1-on-1 with Frankie Kazarian, and Frankie Kazarian winning the match in 5 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, that's 2.5 stars once again. It's pretty clear that Frankie Kazarian is coming for and likely winning the international championship. So putting him over the previous number one contender is a fine way of getting him closer. Kazarian really needs to win something, as he has mainly been living off of that one Battle Royal win last year, and that title shot has already gone. Giving him something else like the international championship, I believe, would fix the problem. So, solid 2.5 stars. MF, your thoughts?
Yeah, I totally agree with it. I think it was a 2.5 star bout. It was fine for what it was worth, but at the end of the day, it was good. It wasn't bad. It was a solid match. I thought they did an all right job, and with all the promo segments and everything else, we now have one match left, the main event of the evening, which was Order 4 to go up against uh Matt Cardona and the System, and the winners of the bout in 10 minutes and 15 seconds was Order 4. They get the win. Obviously, fight of the night. You got to give this at least 3 stars to 3 to 3.25 stars. I really got nothing bad to say. This was an excellent match. The outcome somewhat not in doubt, because obviously they're trying to make Order 4 a real dangerous group now. And I think this is a big win for them, no doubt about it. I'm very pleased with the outcome. Uh, Nothing more to add. Anthony Florio, it is yours. Order 4 taking down the System and Matt Cardona.
3 to 3.25 stars. I like the idea of Order 4 getting the big push as the top heel stable, as the System's face turn is going well enough. They need competition, though, and Order 4 is about as good as it gets. The villains playing the numbers advantage makes sense, and we could be in for a hell of a be a man hoss fight when Moose and Agent Zero square off. That's going to be something. So 3 to 3.25 stars. That's the best I can go. So
You
with
lead
that,
off on the overall review. Florio,
I'm going to go ahead and do that. I could only do 7 out of 10 here. The problem here is we have a long way to go before Bound for Glory, but the build to the show is already on. You can see where a lot of this is going, and that's fine, but it's going to be a long road to the show. The show is something like looking at the picture on a puzzle box, as you know what the end goal is going to be, but the building process is just getting started. So this is a solid 7 out of 10. MF, your overall review, and then we'll get into SmackDown.
Yeah, no, this was a 7 out of 10. I agree with that. I thought they did a really good job with it. So, yeah, really nothing more to add. So we start out SmackDown Live. This was from Dublin, Ireland, at the 3 Arena. It was earlier in the day. If you had Netflix, congratulations, you got to see this live. But if you didn't, then you had to wait on the tape delay and hope and pray you did not run into the spoilers. So we start out with a promo segment by the Intercontinental Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. That was interrupted. That was interrupted after by Tiffany Stratton. Then Nia Jax came out. That started a little brouhaha, and that brought Jade Cargill out, to say the very least. So obviously, solid opening segment. It was all right for what it was worth. There was really nothing spectacular. Becky got a lot of heat for this, including a "shut the F up" chant from the fans in Dublin. Definitely not PG whatsoever from the fans. So yeah, I thought they did a really good job with it.
Yeah, she really, she was cheered, and then all of a sudden, she freaking turned on her own country. I'm like, what the hell? I mean,
Well,
I don't know it's almost like Fletch. It's like she's becoming unhinged.
Well, the thing is that she left Ireland. She's done all this stuff in America. She actually has dual citizenship now, so she's not just an Ireland citizen. She's now a citizen of the United States of America now. So I mean, it is what it is. This. But
Yeah,
she did it the right. She did it the right way. She earned her. She earned the right. She did all the classes. She did everything that she needed to do. She is not. She did not do nothing illegal.
and she and the thing is, Fletch, during that thing, she she went crazy enough when she said she petitioned to get the show canceled because she was saying you didn't deserve it.
Well, that's just her being a heel. Well, that's like her taking that dig at Naomi after the pregnancy announcement. So I
and
mean, it is
I'm
what
gonna
it
be
is.
quite honest with you, Fletch. And I told Florio this, and you're gonna hear this from me for the first time. I think this heel run for Becky Lynch has worked out so well than
Yeah.
the first two times they tried it. Because remember, the first time they did it right after SummerSlam, when she beat the holy hell out of Charlotte, and the only problem was the fans were so they just found it tough to not cheer for her.
Yeah.
And then they tried it again when she came back after SummerSlam 2021, and again the fans find it hard not to. I mean, they find it hard to boo her.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it was run by McDinkleberg with Triple H. He knew he had to find some way, somehow, to make this heel run work. And he's pushing all the right buttons. That's why Triple H he's working his best when at running creative, because he knows how to make. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Hold
He
on.
has some ups and downs in a while. I'll grant you that.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I mean, this one here, I mean, it's working. So I'm not gonna say he's perfect. I'm not gonna say
Two factors. Hold on. Two factors. And here's the reason why it's working. A, the first one they did was with Lyra Valkyria. Lyra is without a doubt. And you heard the fans in Ireland. They were asking for Lyra. They wanted Lyra. So obviously, Lyra Valkyria, and not only that, but she's rubbing the nose in the faces of the people about Seth freaking Rollins. She's throwing it at their faces. That's why it works. She talked about her hot American husband. She talked about Seth freaking Rollins. And right now, Rollins is, without a doubt, one of the most over heels in WWE right now. No wonder it's working for Becky Lynch right now.
Oh, yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, this is why I felt with those things, this was going to work this time. That this was going to work. Because those first two times I mentioned, it just flopped right in their faces.
The reason why was, A, nobody likes Charlotte Flair. And then B, I'm sorry, and this is just me personally, and I know this is gonna probably sound like an attack, but I don't give a damn. I don't think a lot of people actually gave two shits about Bianca Belair. I don't. I still don't. Ever since she's been gone and away from WWE, I gotta say it, life has been a lot more better without the EST.
Oh,
sorry.
All I can say is, Fletch, tell us how you really feel about her.
Woo. Sorry. I mean, Bill McConnell, one of my 2184 brothers, he will tell you exactly how he feels about Bianca Belair. And you think I'm bad? Ha 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 ha. You ain't heard nothing yet when it comes to him. Just saying.
I don't know if I want to find out.
No.
I don't want to. I think it's best, and I'll even say it. I want to stay on Bill McConnell's good side,
Yeah. So
just like I want to stay on your good side. Because if I slip up one time, like I said the other night, what like Snagglepuss would say, so I would exit stage left,
stage
just
left.
like
Yep.
I would throw in the white flag just like that.
All right. Well, nothing more to say. Um, well, obviously, we got your point on the whole segment there. So, Anthony, did you want to say anything? You put in your 2 cents about the segment, or
Well, I'll make it brief here because I know we got a lot to get into. So,
yes?
all right, and let's we'll try the best we can to quickly get through these things because we got a lot to get into. So remember that, Bullock. So here we go. Let's see here. Becky Lynch knocked this promo out of the park. She hasn't had a chance to really sink her teeth into this current heel character until recently, and she was clearly enjoying every second of it. But then once we got the revolving door portion of it, copy and paste segment that was incredibly predictable, but the strength of Becky's performance made it entertaining. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Let's move on.
All right. And the first fight of the night that we did have was Carmelo Hayes and The Miz against Motor City Machine Guns. Winners of the bout in 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Carmelo Hayes and The Miz. Really nothing more to say. Anthony Florio, you can kind of call this somewhat of an upset. They just took down former tag team champions.
And the greatest tag team in TNA history.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, you and I know that, MF. We should know that. But anyways, 2.5, teetering on 2 3/4. When it comes to the Miz and Mello, Miz able to steal the win from Mello once again, but Mello did not look too upset about it this time. And this was their best match as a duo so far. And Mello put over Miz during a backstage interaction with Fraxium. And that was the first time it felt like Mello appreciated being Miz's partner. And the Motor City Machine Guns have some of the best double team offense in all of pro wrestling, and they are so in sync. So that's all there is to it. So 2.5 stars. And next week on SmackDown in France, Mello Don't Miz has a big match next week. Maybe absolutely their biggest as a team coming up, and MF will set that up when he sets the table for next week's show. So I'm not gonna steal that from him. So 2.5 stars for me. So Michael Bullock, your thoughts? Mello Don't Miz defeat the Motor City Machine Guns, 7.5 minutes here.
Yeah, 2.5 stars for me. Yeah, you could see that the Mello actually appreciated it this time. I mean, but I don't know about you guys. I smell something here. I mean, does Mello really trust the Miz? I mean, I got this funny feeling. I mean, well, I don't want to spoil it. I mean, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So it's yours, Fletch.
All right. So with that said, we do indeed move on. Next up that we did have on the show, let me see. All right. So then we had Piper Niven going one-on-one with Charlotte Flair, and the winner of the bout in 7 minutes and 45 seconds. What's this? Piper Niven took down the Queen? Well,
you know what that means, Fletch.
Yeah, Michael Bullock, it's all yours, brother. Say those magic words.
Shall we say championship committee moment? You just pinned 1/2 of the women's tag team champions. I mean, yes, with a little help from Chelsea Green. So, yeah, I mean, by hook or by crook, I mean, the biggest win for Piper Niven. And, yeah, I mean, That's definitely a big win. So I'll definitely give it about maybe another 2.5 stars. So yeah, it's yours, Fletch.
2.5 stars, no doubt about it. I'll totally agree with the rating. And you know what? I kind of had a feeling this was going to happen because look where they are. They're in Dublin, Ireland. Not far from Ireland is Piper Niven. And that's the European tour. That's European territory. Piper Niven, Alba Fire. That's their home. That's their turf. So obviously, you give the hometown girl the rub on this one. Charlotte can take a loss. She can take a loss. But the thing is, they also protected her. They did not let her fall down on the sword too hard. They actually covered her. They protected her by having her lose the back doorway. A cheap loss that will not hurt Charlotte in the long term, but it does open the door, like we said, for a championship committee moment, which obviously this is. Now this will lead us to possibly the secret harvest against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, possibly next week for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Oh, by the way, don't worry. If it does, I'll give that on the future content or with the setup for next week on the show because we're going to be in we gay Paris, as they would say. Well, trying to be nice there. So, Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, 2.5 stars. This was a decent match, but seeing Piper Niven get a win over such a big star was the best part. I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, by hook or by crook. Like I told Bullock during our SmackDown chat tonight. Yes, we had a SmackDown chat tonight, and I said it to him. By hook or by crook, this is the biggest win of Piper Niven's career. Anytime you beat someone the caliber of a Charlotte Flair, who has made more history than any other female competitor in the history of the women's division, with all of the world championships and all of the accolades and the whole 9 yards, all of those world championships, tag titles, 2 Royal Rumble wins, including this year, the first ever 2-time women's Royal Rumble winner. I mean, that's awesome. Good for her. And yes, Bullock, it is absolutely a championship committee moment. And that's all there is to it. So big ups to Piper Niven. So with that being said, we move on, MF.
We move on to the never seen 17, the greatest of all time. John Cena cuts a promo, very emotional. You saw it in the face, you saw it in the expression. There's only 10 of these left. It's getting more realer by the day. The appearances are starting to get shorter and shorter. You know there's going to be different parts that we're getting there. We're getting closer and closer to the end of John Cena's retirement tour, and it's starting to get a little real now, boys. It's getting a very real. You can see it in Cena's face when he tried to do that promo, trying to fight back emotion, trying to fight back tears, because it is getting real. And they gave him that hero's welcome in Dublin, interrupted by Logan Paul, and then John Cena eviscerates Logan Paul in one of the most brutal takedowns I've ever seen. Like I said, there's only one other time in this run where he brutalized somebody, and that was Cody Rhodes. And he eviscerated Cody Rhodes in one of the promos leading to WrestleMania. I know that me and Michael Bullock had a little back and forth fight about it, but I think we can definitely say tonight that this was John Cena in his glory. And He's ended some dudes' careers with in promos in his day. And Logan Paul became yet another name to the list of victims that John Cena eviscerated in WWE. This was, without a doubt, maybe the best promo he's done in this entire retirement tour. Like I said, probably the only other one was when Cena turned heel and eviscerated Cody Rhodes. And I thought he eviscerated him. So this was, oh my God, this was amazing. Nothing more to say. Anthony Florio, big time John struck again. Dublin, Ireland. You had yourself a treat and then some here tonight.
There's only one thing for me to say when it comes to how this played out, MF. When it comes to what Cena did tonight. Word life. This is straight up thugonomics.
Yep.
That's what it was. And I told that to Bullock.
Word life, baby.
That's what I told Bullock. I told Bullock that during our SmackDown chat tonight. We were hoping for some thugonomics, and oh boy, we got the thugonomics and then some. Oh, yes, sir. I mean, because, it's tough to rate between this and the Becky segment for the segment of the night, but because of the fact that the Becky segment turned into a revolving door segment with Tiffany Stratton, Nia Jax, and Jade Cargill setting up the main event for tonight, I gotta say this was the segment of the night here. You could see every step of this segment coming before it happened, but it still ended up being entertaining because John Cena is one of the best promo men in the business. He can get the crowd invested faster than anyone, and this segment was a great display of his ability. You can tell Cena is still having fun with this final run and is relishing being back in the babyface role. Having Logan Paul's music hit before John Cena had a chance to even speak was a good way to get him some heel heat. And Logan Paul being allowed to mention the agreement Cena had Nikki Bella sign to move in with him was surprising. But Cena was allowed to mention Logan Paul's legal issues. So they made it out of this segment on even ground. So for me, this was the segment of the night. No doubt about it. And I don't know what else there is to say. So Michael Bullock, word life. This was straight up thugonomics tonight.
Yeah. He John Cena, he roasted, toasted, and burnt Logan Paul to an effing crisp. I mean, Logan Paul, he tried everything he could, but he failed because at the moment John Cena spoke and said all those things, he literally destroyed him. And you know what? Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. And you know what? Me and Florio even had a little fun with this, and maybe John Cena should have added to this. Like, if you don't beat John Cena at Clash in Paris, then you will be exposed for what everyone sees you as, a total fraud. Fraud. So, yeah, if you don't win this match, which you won't, you are going to be labeled as the biggest fraud, just like your brother Jake Paul. So, like John Cena said, this was the biggest win of his career. The biggest match of his career. Wouldn't you say, Fletch, he needs to win to solidify himself?
Who? Logan?
Yeah, Logan Paul.
What does he really need to solidify? He's a former United States heavyweight champion. What are we talking about?
But to be a 17-time world champion.
Yes. It would just be a big moment. It would be the biggest win of his career. but he's already had big moments in his career.
Yeah,
He went toe to toe with the tribal chief Roman Reigns and survived. He went through some of the biggest matches. Hell, he beat Randy freaking Orton and Kevin Owens at Wrestle fucking Mania, Michael Bullock. What are we talking about here? So obviously, if you're gonna throw that about, oh, this will be the biggest thing in his career, yeah, it would. If he beats John Cena, yes, it's the biggest win of his career. But he's already had some career moments that's already solidified him.
But this is a
WWE.
moment he's gonna probably want to forget after he got roasted.
Oh yeah. Well,
but you saw backstage afterwards.
We'll get into that.
Well, first
he
got a little pep talk from Drew McIntyre.
But
because
something, yeah. But
because
something
remember,
else happened.
Yeah, because remember, not only does Logan Paul don't like John Cena, Drew McIntyre doesn't, and he's made no bones about it, even outside of the ring.
Yeah,
that the Scottish psychopath doesn't like John Cena at all.
He'd already threatened to Claymore the shit out of Cena, and quite frankly, would I put it against him if he drops that Claymore on Cena? Absolutely not.
Now,
especially basically everything is off limits now with them after what he did to Cody Rhodes. That was the moment that I knew, oh shit, Drew McIntyre could do whatever the F he wants, and we're just gonna have to take it.
And
because, yeah.
Why do I get this feeling? We heard the news of John Cena's last match being in Boston, and it's gonna be on exclusively on Peacock.
Yep, Saturday night's main event at the TD Garden.
Could it be 13th. Drew McIntyre?
What I heard,
here's the thing. If
supposedly the final match is Gunther, is what I've heard.
That's what I heard too. But if you want to really get heat on Drew McIntyre, A, you beat him in his hometown, and B, you do something like you said. Remember what you said, Flinch? He can do whatever the F he wants. What if he beats him violently in front of his hometown crowd and in front of his family? That's how you get major heat.
Including his dad, too.
Yeah. But the thing is...
I know he's already... he's already done a lot of heelish things, but... Oh, good night. And what if you take it to another level and do something so vile, so disgusting? You want us to really have him be that Scottish psychopath? You do something like that, he would really be solidified as the Scottish psychopath. Yeah, that's only my theory. Will they actually do it?
It does actually make sense if they do it, but again, we don't know, because again, the rumor is it's going to be him, and it seems like it's going to be Gunther versus Cena as the final match in John Cena's career.
Mm-hmm. I heard that.
That looks like that could be the path. But remember, wherever this goes, because obviously there's Brock Lesnar, because Lesnar, it looks like he's not done. And then you could do Drew, because remember, there's still 4 months left. Mm-hmm. There's still 10 appearances left for John Cena. So
I got it figured out. You
kind of have to feel like maybe Saudi Arabia, maybe one of the pay-per-views coming up.
There's not going to be.
How about WrestlePalooza?
Australia.
Huh?
Australia, October.
Australia, October. Could they do Survivor Series? Could they do it at Petco? in San Diego.
What if
I
they?
mean,
But what if they put Cena? What if they want to put Cena in the War Games match though?
it's possible. You don't
I've
know.
heard rumors of that too.
So I mean, there's a number of different ways this can go. There's
So
a
we'll see.
number of different ways this can go.
So
So
I'm gonna say this is the segment of the night. I mean, by the slimmest of margins. So I think it's your Fletch.
yep, it is back to me.
Yep,
Next
back to you.
up, tag team fight. It was the MFTs versus the Street Profits. Street Profits wins the match in 10 minutes. Anthony, it's yours.
10 minutes.
Yep.
Most of the match was pretty standard stuff, but the final couple of minutes helped elevate it. Chanting "You can't wrestle" at JC Mateo is absurd. He may not have had a chance to shine yet, but MF, you and I know the former Jeff Cobb / Matanza Cuerta is a great performer.
That is absolutely uncalled for. That's it. It's the infamous saying that we would say on that one: pointless, unnecessary, unacceptable, inexcusable, and downright stupid. Dublin, you're better than that. And yes. What to do that to Casey Mateo is absolutely asinine and downright. I mean, it's blasphemous. Blasphemous comments by the Dublin fans, and that I'm sorry, but that made me sick to my stomach because that is so unfair to him, so unfair to Mateo for that.
And you and I know, MF. You and I both know also. Jeff Cobb, when he was Matanza Cuerta.
Yeah.
I consider Matanza Cuerta the greatest and most dominant Lucha Underground World Heavyweight Champion of all time.
He was one of the most dangerous dudes in Lucha Underground, period. When he was doing his rampage. And he's no slouch in New Japan Pro Wrestling, folks. No slouch whatsoever.
Nope. Greatest and most dominant Lucha Underground Heavyweight Champion of all time. So that from me. So, but Solo Sikoa continues to be the best at taunting in WWE today, and Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins will have great careers, but will still be one of the most underrated tag teams when they are done. They are so good, and it feels like their booking has never quite matched up to their skill. But 3 to 3.25 stars. That's the best I can go. So not much more to say. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
Okay. I'll give this about 3 stars for this match. I mean, yeah, for them to for JC Mateo that he can't wrestle, that's out of bounds as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I've seen him. I mean, the way he has so far, and he's good. I mean, give it a little more seasoning, and he'll be right up there eventually. So that's all I'm gonna say. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, 3 stars. Solid match, no doubt about it. We'll just move right on along. Main event of the evening was the women's tag team fight, as it was Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill to go up against Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch and Nia Jax, and it was the face team. The WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill winning the match in 6 minutes and 55 seconds. Michael Bullock, it is yours.
What was the time of the fall?
6:55.
I'll give this about maybe 2.25, maybe 2.5 on this one. I mean, too short for my liking for a main event, but you know, I mean, it is what it is. So it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, 2.5 stars, no doubt about it. Solid matchup, good battle. Outcome never in doubt. Not much more to say. Anthony, go ahead.
The match had a few hiccups, but it was decent and had the right ending. Becky Lynch was kind of hilarious in her brief segment with Nia Jax backstage, and you want to talk about a full circle moment. Remember what Nia Jax did to Becky's face before the 2018 Survivor Series.
That's the moment that got Becky mega over with the bloody face in the whole 9 yards.
And now the two of them are partners. Go figure. But that's really that was one of the interesting things about it, and so I don't know where this is going to lead, but the good thing is Nia Jax took the fall here, so that was good. So solid 2.5 stars. That's the best I can go. So nothing more to say. I think it's overall now.
Yep. Oh, well, before we do overall, let me just backtrack quick. Next week, SmackDown from Lyon, France, and it's gonna be Solo Sikoa versus Sami Zayn for the United States Heavyweight Championship. Then we also have the Street Profits. They're going up against The Miz and Carmelo Hayes. The winners will receive a future WWE Tag Team title shot against the Wyatt Six at some point. And then, of course, one other match based off the win here tonight or earlier this evening. Alba Fire and Piper Niven will indeed receive that WWE Women's Tag Team Championship against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair next week from Lyon, France on SmackDown. Obviously, earlier start time. So all you fans out there on Netflix International will get to see this at, I believe, if my math is correct, I think it will be 2 p.m. Eastern time on you Netflix fans. However, for you guys in the United States, on USA, you guys will be relegated to watch this at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Please avoid the spoilers if you can. That is all I will say about that. Overall review, I'll give this about another 7.5 out of 10. This was a very focused show. I love the promo segment by John Cena and Becky Lynch. There was also a really good promo by Drew McIntyre. Yes, the Charlotte Flair loss definitely was a little bit of a surprise. And the main event was actually not that bad. So 7.5 out of 10. Anthony, it's yours.
7.5. Tonight's SmackDown from Dublin was a slightly above average episode, thanks to some solid in-ring work and a few fun promo segments. John Cena handing Logan Paul an AA after running him down on the mic was one of the highlights of the entire show. But when it comes to in-ring action, it was hard to pick a standout this week. The Street Profits versus the MFTs had some fun moments, but if I had to pick something as the fight of the night, by default, it had to be the Motor City Machine Guns against Mello Don't Miz. Ever since they reunited a few weeks ago, Mello and Miz have been on a roll. It won't be long before they end. It may not end up being long before they end up challenging for the tag titles. And the Irish crowd was loud and excited all night, which always makes for a more entertaining show. I was going to say, let's hope France keeps this same energy next week. Damn it, we don't have to hope for it. We know what France is capable of. Remember last year?
Yes.
Three things that stood out. Of course, our favorite, the Simple Montdu. There was that. Jey Uso, his greatest entrance ever. Yeet. And of course, that's where the Cody Rhodes song was born.
Yeah.
So the Hey Cody Rhodes and all that. So we don't have to hope for France to be just as good. They will be as good. We know this. So don't believe me? Go back and watch that Backlash in France last year and tell me otherwise. 7.5. Michael Bullock, your overall thoughts, and then we'll get into whatever's next on the docket. Per MF.
Yeah, 7.5 for me. you guys pretty much said everything. So Fletch, I don't know what you're gonna do next. Is it the Heat Wave preview or the recap of the Triple Mania?
Well, let me do the Triple Mania very quickly. Then we'll get into Heat Wave, and then we got the RWA. So that's how we're gonna divide it. Okay. So Triple Mania that went down last Saturday night, from the CDMX in Mexico City, and it was a record-breaking crowd. 19,691 jam-packing that arena. That's the largest crowd they've ever had for Triple Mania. They started out with the Bandi Cup, which was their version of the Royal Rumble. It was a 14 individual match. Start out with La Parca and Laredo Kid. Joaquin Wilde showed up. Then Abismo Negro Jr. was number 4. 5 was Torres. 6, Aerostar. 7 was Mega Wolf. 8 was Cruz del Toro. Number 9, Otis made his return to wrestling. Number 10, Pipinera Escarlata. This was a big shocker to me. I couldn't believe that Pipinera showed up. Cibernetico, number 11. Microman was number 12. Omas was number 13. Octagon Jr. was 14. When it was all said and done, the big Omas wins the Battle Royale. He wins the cup. Yeah, good way to start it. Next, because there were so many fun moments in that match. Microman and Omas. 7-foot, a 7'3" giant to a 3'3" little man. The internet was breaking before my very eyes when that was happening. And my God, the height disparaging is absolutely insane in that one. So then the next up we did have was El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. versus Macias for the AAA Latin American Championship. Winner of the bout in 10 minutes and 18 seconds. And new Latin American champion, El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. Solid matchup. Good matchup overall. And now we go into the next fight of the night. And, well, it was the Judgment Day. Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Raquel Rodriguez with Roxanne Perez in their corner. They went up against Mr. Iguana, El Rey de Rey, the King of the Ring in Mexico, Nino Hamburguesa, and Lola Vice. The winners of the bout in 11 minutes and 51 seconds was the Judgment Day. They won the matchup. And two big moments in that matchup. Number 1, Dimelito appeared for the first time. Yes, a puppet of the Demon King, Finn Balor, that broke the internet. La Yesca versus Dimelito. They went at it, but it wasn't that. It was the ending of this match that got a lot of people talking. And that was Roxanne Perez trying to get involved, stuck her nose where it didn't belong. La Hiera, who's one half of the mixed tag team champions. Oh, by the way, that is Mr. Iguana's girlfriend. Yes, Mr. Iguana is dating her. She showed up. She tried to go after Roxanne, and she ended up ducking Lola Vice in the process. And that led to the Dahana Bomb, and that ended the match. That ended the fight. Lola is pissed. And she started riling on Mr. Iguana, yelling, "What the bleep was that?" The whole 9 yards. Mr. Iguana tried to explain himself, and Nino Hamburguesa is like, "Brother, no. Do not talk to her. Let her be. Just, this is not the time or the place. Your girl fucked up. Your girl effed up bad, and now you're on the chopping block, boy. You're on the chopping block on this one. And now there is a rumor going around of either we might get a one-on-one between Lola Vice and La Herrera, or we may have a mixed tag, and the mixed tag team titles might be on the line, where Lola might find a partner of her choosing to take on La Herrera and Mr. Iguana. Mr. Iguana's like he's trying to smooth things over with Lola. Lola's not having it because of what La Herrera did. And the thing is, La Herrera, there might be some jealousy coming around because this is not the first time Lola and Mr. Iguana has interacted. I don't know if you guys know, but there was a match not too long ago between La Herrera, Mr. Iguana, Lola Vice, and at the time, Santino Marella. And Lola was really laying it on thick on Mr. Iguana. La Herrera kind of slapped Mr. Iguana upside the head a couple of times because she thought he got spellbound by Lola's beauty. Trust me, bro. I mean, she is a lovely Cuban, and I think any guy would instantly fall for Lola if she starts playing the mind games, as we would say. So, but this time around, and you even saw the look on La Herrera's face when she clotheslined Lola, like, okay, like, oops, okay, whatever. And then she went after Roxanne Perez to chase her out of the ring. So I don't think she was very apologetic for what happened. And that's why I think Lola is fired off, pissed off, and is looking for La Herrera because she wants some blood for that. So we'll see. Next up we had was Pagano and Psycho Clown versus Lo Garza for the AAA Tag Team Championship in a street fight. Winners of the bout in 12 minutes and 54 seconds, and the new AAA World Tag Team Champions, Pagano and Psycho Clown. Psycho Circus gets the gold. They win the Tag Team Championship. History made, unprecedented crowning. Very good matchup, to say the very least. Then the next one we had was a triple threat for the Reina de Reinas Championship. Famar putting the title on the line against Fabi Apache. And yes, this was the blood sport, Natalia. The legend herself. And it was Famar winning the match. 10 minutes and 45 seconds, which led to the main event of the evening. It was El Hijo de Vecino putting the AAA Mega Campeon on the line against Dominic Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and El Grande Americano. Winner of the bout in 15 minutes and 5 seconds. And still, AAA Mega Campeon, El Hijo de Vecino. He wins it thanks to the help of the phenomenal AJ Styles. So many things that came out. Judgment Day got involved. The two members of El Grande Americano showed up. LWO showed up. Everything was falling apart. The match was going crazy. Dom looked like he was on the verge of winning the title. He hit the frog splash. 1, 2, referee gets pulled out. A dude in a mask pulls out the referee. It was AJ Styles. He showed up. Styles clash. 450 splash by El Hijo de Vecino. Referee in position. 1, 2, 3. Match over. Successful title defense. Dom is pissed about what just happened. He said that if it wasn't for AJ Styles, he would have been the Mega Campeon. He challenged El Hijo de Vecino to a shot in Vegas at Worlds Collide. Boys, challenge accepted. It will be El Hijo de Vecino versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio for the AAA Mega Campeon at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. It is official and confirmed. So, nothing more to say on that one. Let's get into the preview for NXT Heatwave now. Let me just reset here. All right, Heatwave. And this was going to be held in Lowell, Massachusetts at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium. This is going to go down exclusively on Peacock. This will be going down on Sunday. So with that said, here is the fight card that we got. If you guys want to jump in, you're more than welcome to. First up, we got is Blake Monroe versus Jordan Grace. Man, this is tough. I'm gonna go with Blake Monroe. I know a lot of people's thinking Jordan here, but I think Blake's gonna backdoor her way to the victory. I think they're gonna want to keep this rivalry going for a little bit longer. So I'm gonna go with Blake Monroe to cheat and to steal it. Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, I got to go with Blake Monroe as well. You said it. I mean, she's the new face there, and two ladies with so much hype coming in, and Jordan Grace quickly losing her luster. Blake Monroe hasn't really found hers yet. And I think Blake Monroe needs to win more than Jordan does. So I'm going with Blake Monroe to win it. So, Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Blake Monroe as well. I mean, I think she's going to backdoor way to winning this match. So, yeah, nothing more to say. Let's move on to the next match.
All right. With that said, the next match is Hank and Tank versus the Dark State for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Anthony, it's yours.
The Dark State members, we don't know who's wrestling, but we have no idea which two members it's going to be. But who wins? I think we know. It's got to be Dark State. I think Dark State wins the titles here. You want to get Dark State over as, you know, the dominant faction, the dominant heel faction in NXT right now. That's the way to do it. So I'm calling it winners and new NXT Tag Team Champions, Dark State, and expect the Freebird rule to come up a lot. So nothing more to say, Michael Bullock. What's his view?
Yeah, the Freebird rule, I think, is going to come into effect here. So I'm in agreement. Winner and new NXT Tag Team Champions, Dark State. You want to get them over? This is the perfect way to do it. So it's your Sledge.
Agreed. Dark State wins. Nothing more to add there. So we're just going to move right on along. Next up, in a very unique moment in professional wrestling, yes, for the first time that I can remember, the TNA Knockouts title to be put on the line in a triple threat. NXT Women's Champion and TNA Knockouts Champion herself, JC Jane, to put the title on the line against former champion Masha Slamovich and one of the top contenders for the title, Ash by Elegance. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I mean, JC Jane throughout this title run has proven a lot of people wrong with many people thought that she would never be a singles champion. Well, she's the Knockouts and the NXT Women's Champion. So I got a feeling that the run's going to continue, but with some help from her Fatal Influence members. So winner and still the Knockouts Champion, JC Jane, it's yours.
I think she's waiting. I think they're going to wait for her to keep the title, and then she'll eventually lose it at Bound for Glory. So obviously JC's going to win this match. She's going to keep the title here, but I do believe that place, Lowell, will be the spot when she eventually does lose the the TNA Knockouts title. She will eventually lose it, just not here. Uh, so winner and still champion JC Jane. Anthony, is yours.
It's JC. It's JC. No doubt about it. They're gonna. You said it. You said it, Matt. They're gonna have her hold on to that thing until Bound for Glory. That's when she'll drop it. We just don't know who to. We'll find that out soon enough. But for right now, JC retains here. It's an NXT show, for goodness sakes. I don't see it happening. JC wins. Let's move on.
All right. Next up that we do have on the card, it is a triple threat to determine the number one contender for the NXT Women's title. It is Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan, and Miss Parker herself, Jada Parker. All right, this is tough because you can make an argument for any one of these three women to get the shot. But the one that I think stands out, that I think is going to win it all, I'm going to call Miss Parker. I think it's going to be Jada Parker. I think it's going to be her moment. I don't think Kalani's going to get it. Lola, if any person deserves the shot, should be Lola. But I think Lola now has become more and more of AAA. So I think they're going to want to keep that rivalry going. So obviously, I think the one who's going to eventually upend JC is going to be Jada Parker. I think Jada will be the one to ultimately become the next champion. So Jada Parker is my pick. I think she's going to win it. Anthony, it's yours.
It's definitely between Ms. Parker and Lola Vice. But if you ask me who, I mean, they're both deserving. Don't get me wrong. But
oh yeah, absolutely.
But the thing is, I think Ms. Parker is a little more deserving. So I'm going to give the edge to Miss Parker, but I would not at all be surprised if they do decide to give it to Lola. So it's not going to be Kalani. So definitely not going to be Kalani Jordan unless they really throw a curveball at us, which they've been known to do.
They did it to us once with Kalani. They threw an ultimate curveball at us, making her the North American champ.
Very true, but at the end of the day, flip of the coin, I got to go with Miss Parker. So Michael Bullock, are you going to make it unanimous, or are you going to go with Lola, or who do you got?
Yeah, I got to go with Jada Parker. She's more deserving. I mean, and I don't think it's going to, obviously it's not going to be Kalani Jordan, and I don't think it's going to be Lola Vice too, because remember what you brought up earlier when it came to Lola Vice, Fletch. During your recap of Triple Mania.
Yes.
I think she's got bigger issues than trying to become the next contender for the NXT Women's title. So I think the obvious choice is Jada Parker. So it's yours, Fletch.
Mixed tag team matchup next up on the fight card, guys. It is Chelsea Green and Ethan Page going up against Tyra May Steele and Tavion Heights. And Anthony Florio, it's all yours.
It has, on paper, this could be, in terms of entertainment value, it could be the most entertaining match of the night. And regardless of the outcome, Chelsea Green and Ethan Page will steal the show. I mean, the odds are saying that maybe Tavion Heights and Tyra May Steele steal it, set up a possible championship committee moment for Tavion Heights to possibly challenge Ethan Page for the North American Championship down the road. But the odds are kind of with Height and Steele, but I got this feeling about Ethan and Chelsea. I don't know why, but I got this feeling they might steal this one by nefarious means. So I'm going to say Ethan Page and Chelsea Green win it, but I would not at all be surprised if Tavion Heights and Tyra May Steele find a way to win this. So not much more. Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, this is a tough one here, but for the first time tonight, I'm sorry to say it, but I disagree with you, Florio. I'm actually going to go with Tavion Heights and Tyra May Steele to win. And I think Tavion Heights is going to he's going to pin uh, the current North American champion because I think he's going to be next in line to challenge for the title. So, and if you want him to be the next contender, he has to have that, as we would like to say, a championship committee moment. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Tavion Heights and Tyra May Steele. So it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah. Oof. This is tough. I mean, it can go either way, no doubt. Um, I kind of feel like Tavion Heights and Tyra May Steele might win this. I really do. I really think that they could win this because obviously I think it's going to be that championship committee moment, as Michael Bullock alluded to. Um, could I see the Secret Harvest getting involved? I do think so, but I think the Harvest is going to get neutralized. I think they're not gonna be a factor at the end. I think somebody's gonna take them out. But before anything else. So I mean, I'm gonna go with and plus, they've been pushing Tyra May Steele very hard ever since she won the LFG. So I kind of feel like they're gonna want to push her here and give her a moment. So I think it's going to be Tyra May Steele and Tavion Heights. I think they're going to win it. Now, would I be shocked if Chelsea and Ethan steals it? Absolutely not. But there's really nothing more to add. Main event of the evening: Obafemi versus Javon Evans for the NXT title. Michael Bullock, you lead off.
Again, this is another tough one. With the way Javon Evans, he's overcome so many things. Especially to get this opportunity. Part of me feels like I think he's gonna do it, but there's another part of me that feels like, look, he's been a dominant champion, and you want to continue to show why he is that dominant champion. So this is tough for me. You know what? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. The winner, and still the NXT champion, Obafemi. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, nothing more to say. It's going to be very interesting to see. Yes, Obafemi. I want Javon Evans to win this title. I do. I really think it's time. He deserves it. It's his time to take it. Um, could I see Trick Williams show up and screw Oba here? Maybe that might be possible. So I don't know. I feel like something's gonna happen that's gonna open the door, and we'll see how it plays out. But
And it's not,
um,
and maybe not just Trick Williams. What about Wesley and his group?
yeah, very possible too. So we'll see. But Um, yeah, nothing more to say. I think Oba's gonna win it, but I really want Javon to win the title, man, so bad.
Me
Anthony,
too.
it's yours.
I'm with you, MF. You know how I am about fresh faces in the main event scene. You know how I've been about that for years.
Yes,
And it wouldn't get any more fresher than Javon Evans winning the NXT championship. Can you imagine that? Leon Slater is 20 years old in TNA, and he's the youngest X Division champion. Javon Evans is right around that same age range, around 20, 21 or so. I think if he wins, I think it would make him the youngest NXT champion in history. So
yes, it would.
and that would be something. I would love to see it. It's very simple. As I have said so many times throughout all the years we have done all these shows for the last 13 and a half years, my gut tells me to go with Oba. My heart tells me to go with Javon. Until I see otherwise, for right now, I got to go with the gut on this one. I got to go with Oba to retain. But MF, like you said, I would love to see the young OG get his moment. What a moment that would be in the same building where Ethan Page storyline broke his jaw. Remember that?
Yes,
I think that was what, Christmas Eve last year?
I believe so. Yes.
So, could you imagine that full circle redemption moment? Last time he was in that Lowell Memorial Auditorium, he got his jaw smashed by Ethan Page. He comes back there and wins the NXT Championship. Oh my goodness, that's a damn near Hollywood story right there. So,
Yeah.
I want Jamon Evans to win. I do. I'm with UMF in that regard. But for right now, I got to go with the ruler. Still NXT champion. But I would not mind to be proven wrong in this instance. So with that being said, MF, you and I got a big show tomorrow night.
Yes, we do. We're going to be going to the Johnston Recreational Center in Johnston, Rhode Island for Legacy 13, the RWA Legacy 13, the biggest show of their year. And what a fight card we have. So first, it is the Jeremy Bell Memorial Grand Prix. This will determine who gets the Jeremy Bell. The Jeremy Bell guarantees the winner a shot at any championship in RWA. Doesn't necessarily have to be the RWA World Title. It can be the RWA Hype title. It can be the RWA Ocean State title. The Tag Team Championships. One individual gets a guaranteed shot that they can cash in anytime, any place, anywhere. With as the holder of the Jeremy Bell. We've seen it come into play a number of times where the Jeremy Bell was played and that man or that person has gone on to win the title. We've seen 2 cash-ins in our lifetime. One where Frank Bones cashed it in, went after the Ocean State title and brought it home. And then, yes, the RWA World title got cashed in as Brandon Michael Thomas, BMT, cashed in on Tom Billington after Tom Billington went through a war to win the RWA title, and thus the cash-in and successful cash-in that led to Brandon Michael Thomas to become the RWA Heavyweight Champion of the world as well. So that is set up for tomorrow. We'll wait and see how that plays out. Then we have Louis Leon. He's going to go one-on-one with an old friend of ours, Anthony, Coach Will. One-on-one matchup. Then we have, well, you could call this a Dirt City implosion. Jason Devine to go one-on-one with Ricky Medeiros. And then in a very unique situation, we have a 6-man tag team fight. However, the RWA World Tag Team titles are on the line. The Perfect Strangers, the Right Stuff Stephen Lust, AJP, who are, oh by the way, the RWA Tag Team Champions, will team up with Nick Marchand, and they will take on the King's Guard. And the winner, and if the King's Guard wins the match, they become the RWA World Tag Team Champions. Then in the most unique match in Legacy's history, we've never had a match like this ever in Legacy. It is a gender reveal match. You heard me. Greg and Kathy Jones Isaacson, I hope I pronounced that right. They are expecting a child. This match is going to determine what they are going to have. A boy or a girl. Now, in a gender reveal match, there is no disqualifications. There are no countouts. There must be a decision. there must be an outcome. There must be a winner. So this is historic because we've never had this in RWA history. I've seen it on YouTube. I've seen it in other wrestling promotions. Actually, I've even seen it in a gender reveal party that they have actually done wrestling matches to determine the boy or the girl. But RWA is doing this, and they are doing a historic moment. So we'll see how this goes. Next up we got is Chris Gage. He's going one-on-one with the 8-bit misfit himself, my good buddy Sean Lita. That's the one-on-one match. Then we have an RWA Ocean State title match on the line, but this is high stakes. Title versus career. You heard me right. Title versus career. The Mighty Bosch puts the RWA Ocean State title on the line against Nick Diamond. If Nick Diamond does not walk out of Johnston with the RWA Ocean State title, he has vowed that he will retire and leave the RWA forever. Major stakes in this matchup. Then we got a tag team fight. The Collective is going to go up against John Steele and a partner of John's choosing. We do not know who that is. We will not know until the night of the match. Then we will have the RWA Hype Champion, Anthony Florio's favorite wrestler, Mr. David Morales, is going to be in action. Go ahead, Bullock. I know you. I saw you.
Don't forget, I thought you were going to joke around and say that he was my favorite too.
No, we know Florio loves him more than you do, so I'll leave it at
for different reasons.
Yeah, for very different reasons.
Like that one show we went to when he won the Hype Championship and how nuts I went over that.
Ugh, don't even remind me, Florio. Please.
Don't remind me either, Florio.
And then, of course, the main event, the RWA title on the line. Antonio Atama will go up against Jason Blade, the RWA Championship on the line. That is going down tomorrow night from, again, the Johnson Recreational Center in Johnston, Rhode Island. Myself, Anthony Florio, will be in the house. Unfortunately, Michael Bullock will not be there. Commitments beyond his control. Bullock, we feel sorry, man. You know, I know how hard it was. I missed out on the last RWA show. It sucks. You're not going to be at this one. This is the biggest one of them all. But, me and Florio is going to do you proud on this one. We promise you that. Plenty of photos, and we will have our thoughts on it next week on the show. So, with that said, we are done. We're out of here. On Tuesday night, it's another edition of Ridiculous Raw, hosted by Anthony Florio. We'll have Monday Night Raw. We'll have NXT. Thursday night, the start of College Football Thursday, y'all. Yeah, you heard me right. College Football Thursday is back. We're going to run through all the week one matchups, and there's some big ones. We got some good ones coming out right out of the gate for you guys to whet your appetite as we start the college football season. And then, of course, 1 week from tonight, we do it all over again. Another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk for the last time on Friday nights. We are moving to Saturdays starting in about a week or so. So until then, for Anthony Floyer, for Michael Bullock, I'm Michael Fletcher. So long, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you all on Tuesday.